I am here to inform you guys that Kelvin Banks Jr. was once again awesome this week against the Atlanta Falcons. So let's go over some of his favorite plays of his that I've seen on tape. All right, so this first clip here, I love this because it shows his ability to recover even when the hands get beat. So if you watch his hands here, this is Jalen Walker, right? Another first round rookie who him and Banks had some battles in college, Georgia versus Texas games, right? And Jalen Walker is going to go for this like underhand swipe right here, and he's actually going to knock Banks' hands off, as you can see right here. But what impresses me most about this play is Banks' ability to recover instantly. So right here, his hand is knocked off, but watch how quickly he's able to replace that outside hand right there. Boom, already. And while replacing that outside hand and recovering the hands, he keeps his feet moving, right? Look, hands are already back on and replaced. He keeps his feet moving and he keeps them in front of Jalen Walker, right? Building that wall in front of his quarterback. So we go from a rep that's potentially disastrous, getting our hands knocked down right here, to boom, immediately recovering. I mean, immediately. Like I said, keeping our feet moving, keep mirroring that defender, staying square in front of him all the way through the rep, and we give the quarterback plenty of time to get rid of the football. This is a really good rep from Kelvin Banks Jr. Another really impressive one here, again, going against Jalen Walker, right? This time Walker wants the cross chop. So you're going to see him go for the chop right there, but watch what Banks does. He makes Jalen Walker miss with his hands. So watch Banks sort of flash his hands right there, right? Get Walker to go ahead and show what he's going to do, go ahead and initiate the move he is going to try and make, right? And then Banks is going to take away his hands, let Walker do the chop, right? And then he's going to come back and replace his hands, get hands on, and again, stay square in front of him and just stonewall him throughout this rep once again. Give Tyler Shuck time to get rid of the football. So one more time, right? Flash the hands, Banks does. Get Walker to throw his move, right? As soon as he's done, boom, strike and win the rep. All right, this next one here is a really nice showing a football IQ, right? Doing what you're supposed to do in the protection that's called. So the Saints are going to be in empty protection here, obviously, right? All they have is 5 offensive linemen. Well, if you look pre-snap, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Panthers lined up. So we better be ready for that extra defender if he comes, right? So the Saints, they're going to slide their line to our left, their right. So the center will be able to pick up 0, right guard will be able to pick up this 3 technique, right tackle out here. So that means these two on the left side, Dylan Radins and Kelvin Banks Jr., are going to have to be responsible for the 2 most dangerous out of these 3. Okay? And when you're in empty protection, really any protection, but empty protection especially, you want to protect your inside gaps first because that's the quickest path to the quarterback. So, for an example here, when 55 comes, or he creeps up right here, Kelvin Banks has to go from blocking 17, but now he has to squeeze down to 55, right? Because we know this guy is likely coming. He's on the line of scrimmage, and Radins is going to take him. So really, this is Banks having to, some call it a jelly set to where he is going to have to really read these 2 guys. If 55 comes and 17 comes, he has to take 55 because he is in the inside gap and he has the quicker path to the quarterback, right? Now, if 55 were to drop, then he could come out here to 17 and so on and so forth, right? So you can see he makes the correct decision. He sees that both guys are coming. He leaves 17 alone. He squeezes down on 55, right? And this is where when you have, now we have a guy drop out on this side, but that doesn't matter because we already have the protection called. So Tyler Shuck, he has to know that if all 3 of these guys come, we only have 2 blockers over here. Shuck is responsible for that extra defender on this side, and he does a nice job as well of getting rid of it. So we get Banks squeezing down, making the correct decision in empty protection. Shuck sees the 3rd guy coming, and he knows he has to get rid of the ball quickly, and he does. Next one here, going against James Pierce Jr., another one of the Falcons rookies, having a really nice year rushing the passer, right? Again, I like what he does here and staying patient in his set. So you can see Pierce, he initially tries to go for that step inside to come back outside, maybe hand swipe, but he converts this to a bull, and there's just nothing going here against Kelvin Banks Jr. So I like the patience in his set and his feet. doesn't overreact to that sort of Euro step inside, right? Doesn't really stop his feet too much, right? Maybe a tad, but when he does, he's able to still do it in almost like one continuous motion, right? So when we're in our set right here, 1, 2, okay, he tries a Euro step. We stop our feet a little bit, but immediately get back out there in our set and push that back leg or that outside leg out there and get to our spot once again right there, right? And then we bring our hands underneath here, that inside hand underneath sort of that armpit area right there, boom. And we stifle this bull rush here. So again, multiple different ways in Kelvin Banks can win a rep, and it's just fun to watch every single week. Alrighty, next one here. This time this edge defender is going to go for like a Euro step inside, going to try to come back outside and hit like a double swipe move. But look how strong the hands are of Kelvin Banks Jr. when he latches on. Watch this. Boom, he's latched. Hands ain't going nowhere. That outside hand, he lands that outside strike perfectly. Boom, right there, right? And that swipe does absolutely nothing, right? Beautiful. And of course, my favorite part about this rep is the ending here. Watch the finish. So boom, strike, swipe does nothing. We knock the hands down right there, and then we finish the rep with that Atlanta Falcon on the ground. That's my favorite part. And then last one here, once again going against Shane Pierce Jr., and it's sort of like the rep we seen earlier, him recovering, after getting hands knocked down. This time he actually does get hit with the cross chop. He does get hit with it, right? So there's the chop, the arm gets knocked down, but again, watch how he is immediately, boom, able to bring that arm back around and recover. So let's see. Chop, brings the inside hand, but immediately is able to get that outside arm back underneath and recover and run his feet, and again, put in an Atlanta Falcon in the dirt, right? And here, again, staying square too, right, in front of the defender, because it doesn't mean anything. You can recover that arm, but if you still give up this edge, that's, number one, could have been a holding penalty if you give this up, but you're probably also going to give up a sack or a quarterback hit. So not only does he replace that arm right there, boom, but watch how quickly he's able to bring his feet back in front of that defender, right? And anytime you can keep your back between the defender and the quarterback, that's never going to get called for holding. So these are just some of my favorite plays from Kelvin Banks Jr. versus the Atlanta Falcons. I feel like I make a video about this guy every week, but I just have to. He's awesome. He's left on an island so much, probably more than any tackle in the league. And he's just awesome week in and week out. And the Saints, for as bad as they've drafted, the past few years, this guy, home run pick. Appreciate you guys watching. Peace.